If children are the future of a country, then Guatemala could be in trouble. In the southeastern town of Esquipulas, this school has been facing an exodus of pupils.
This
is the first of 2 Year 8 classrooms we have. There are 12 boys and 13 girls. And this is the second one. Normally it should be full of students.
The school has lost about 2/5 of its pupils. Many of them headed out on a long journey to the United States.
As a Guatemalan and as a teacher, I feel very sad. Because among the children who've left are the talents of tomorrow that our country needs. I also feel sad when I think about the grueling journeys those kids must endure and the risks they take in order to get to the United States.
Risking their lives in search of a better life. Images of families heading north from countries like Guatemala, Honduras or Mexico have been beamed around the world. But there's also another, lesser-known wave of migrants, that of underage children travelling without their families, but with total strangers. That was the case for 13-year-old Hector. His mother is so poor she doesn't even have a photo of him. A few months ago, she entrusted her teenage son to an adult man, a distant acquaintance. She stayed behind with her 6 other children and is distraught over the choice she made.
His dream was to study and to become someone important. He knew that if he stayed here, he would always be poor. And when we're poor, we're treated like dogs. He said, "Mum, I have to leave. I want to become successful and that's not possible here." It was difficult to see him leave, probably for good, but it was his decision.
Finding the means to leave by himself wasn't too difficult for Hector. Smugglers encourage single adults to travel with minors because they know US immigration laws are slightly more lenient for families with children. They charge less if their client brings along a minor and pretends to be the parent, according to a local official who agreed to talk in private.
What I know is that smugglers, known as coyotes here, charge between 8,000 and 10,000 euros each for an adult traveller. But if the adult is accompanied by a child, then the fee drops to about 3,000 euros. That's because there's less work for the smugglers to do. They would only need to deliver both of them to the US border crossing for them to be arrested.
In many cases, as seen in this video, migrants travelling with children hand themselves in to patrol agents, knowing that it's more difficult to deport minors. Hector and his adult companion are said to have crossed the US border after 9 days and been arrested right away. US authorities somehow figured out that the man was not Hector's father and deported him. The teenager was sent to an immigration centre like this one in Texas. The Trump administration has tightened border checks, including running a pilot DNA testing program to crack down on fake families. But the measures have not deterred asylum seekers from making their journeys northward. In Guatemala, Hector's younger sister is determined to follow in her brother's footsteps.
Today Hector enjoys 4 meals a day. He has breakfast, lunch, dinner and another meal later. It would be very sad to leave home, but it's the only way to have a better life. Once there, I can send money to my mum to help her.
In some cases, parents are even paid to let their child leave with another adult. Most of them do not share their stories on camera, ashamed of having used their children as tools, but at the same time hopeful that they made the right choice so as to ensure them a better future.